I can't believe that they would go after Woodward. Remember when I was on Fox and I said, who's going to be the next Woodward and Bernstein? Turns out it's Woodward. Except he still refuses to really take him down. He said, what was it, day before yesterday, I think, he said his comments about the sequester. And he said, what did he say? This is madness. Do you have the actual audio?
Yeah, I do.
So first he says, this 2 days ago, that this sequester thing is total madness.
Then he said this.
Take us behind the scenes a little bit. The allegations being hurled against you right now.
Well, I mean,
you're used to this kind of stuff, but share with our viewers what's going on between you and the White House.
Well, they're not happy at all, and some people kind of, said, "Look, we don't see eye to eye on this." They never really said, though. Afterwards, they've said that this is factually wrong, and it was said to me in an email by a top. What was said? Yeah, it was said very clearly. You will regret doing this.
Who sent that email to you?
Well, I'm not going to say.
Was it a senior person at the White House?
A very senior person, and just as a man, I mean, it makes me very uncomfortable to have the White House telling reporters, you're going to regret doing something that you believe in, and even though we don't look at it that way, you do look at it that way, and I think if Barack Obama knew that was part of the communications strategy, let's hope it's not a strategy, that it's a
let's hope it's not a strategy.
You believe that?
Can we get Bob on the phone? Can we get Bob on the phone? If he knew it,
please,
and he hopes it was not a strategy. What do you think, Bob, they've been doing to Fox and people like me? Five boycotts. Five. It's never happened before in the history of America. 5. This is the guy who found the enemy's list from Nixon. This is the guy who
should know better.
He should know better than that. And I contend he does. Either that or, I don't even know. I mean, he's got to know better than that. He's not a fool.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's pattern is clear. We was pointed out that Rahm Emanuel was his first choice for chief of staff.
So what are you saying?
He's known for backroom pressure.
You're saying he's a bully?
Absolutely.
Well, if the president would have known about that, he would have stopped that.
Don't choose Rahm Emanuel as your number one choice for chief of staff.
Hold it just a second. Wait a minute.
If you're not going to be pushing people around behind closed doors.
Hold it.
Yes, I'm holding.
Hold it. Are you saying that if you want somebody to guard your front door, that you might be a little out of control or really aggressive if you get a pit bull or a Rottweiler?
Well,
that you might know that if you bought a Rottweiler, you know what kind of dog that is.
Yeah.
If you bought a pit bull, you might kind of know that that's a kind of a dangerous attack dog.
Yeah, you might, if you get a trained attack dog and you put them in front of the door.
Wait a minute.
You know that you're going to
I have
look to
two
attack.
Trained attack dogs.
And why did you do that? Did you think that maybe...
I like their pretty color.
You know what?
One of them is a really nice brown, and the other one is like a black German Shepherd. I was going for the color of them.
I have to say, Pat, if Glenn was aware of their ability to attack, he would be very upset by that.
That's exactly what it is.
It's ridiculous.
If Glenn knew that these were attack guard dogs, he would, of course. He's not this stupid. Bob Woodward is not this stupid. So what is he doing? He must be sending a message. He's allowing, and I don't think you deserve this, he's allowing the president to say, oh, Bob, I'm sorry, I didn't. He's giving him an opportunity. I think that's a very kind shot across the bow.
Yeah, he's saying, hey, you better stop this. You better get this under control. I know you know about it, but you have a chance.
Yeah, if the president knew, he would stop it. And so he's giving him the opportunity to stop it. But Bob, if they stop it with you, they're not going to stop it with everybody. Don't you see that? How does he not see that? How did the press not see this? Have you seen how they're now treating Bob Woodward on television? They're treating him like a senile old fool. And David Plouffe, who burst into flames when he read the Bible, that guy, he comes out and he says, like, oh, it's like watching one of my favorite pitchers come out and He's just not going to be able to do
One
it
of the
anymore.
old-time
baseball players trying to come out and try to create that magic.
It's like
again.
watching Bob Feller or Christy Matthews come out on the mound now.
Yeah. He says
today.
Watching Woodward last 2 days is like imagining my idol Mike Schmidt facing live pitching again. Perfection gained is once rare. Perfection gained once is rarely repeated.
Oh my gosh!
This is from all these guys. Talking Points memo talking about Woodward. Is he going to go birther? The Nation saying that
you're already. Hang on just a second. You are already regretting it, Bob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
this is the way they do it.
Is he going to go birther?
Yeah. Listen to this.
You dare not say one word against this guy.
Hang on just a second.
Wow.
If they are employing the tactic that they have employed on us several times, here's how it happens. And look at the names and see if you can find this pattern so far. You'll have administration officials, you'll have Center for American Progress, and you'll have George Soros. It won't go any deeper than that yet. But then you will also have, you'll have sympathy groups, you'll have religious groups and sympathy groups come out against him. So who do you have so far? Give me the names.
The Nation. Young folks have no idea who Woodward is.
Okay, so in the Nation, coordinated, you don't have to call these people. They just do it. There's your young communist, socialist crowd.
You didn't read this article, did you?
No. Is that what they're saying?
Center for American Progress is the next one. Mm-hmm. My advice, stop cooperating with Woodward in the first place.
See, I'm telling you, Bob, attention, Bob Woodward. They're already starting to make you regret. The White House comes out and says, we're sorry that he read it that way, but don't you see what they're doing? They're beginning to smear him. They're beginning to make him look like an old man, out of touch, and they are signaling the end of his career. This is the way they do it. They don't come out and whack you in an alley.
It's very similar to what they do to climate scientists who have distinguished careers over multiple decades and then decide to say something bad about global warming. They're all old and out of touch and going senile as well. Huffington Post, I think Woodward will find people will stop yelling at him the very minute he decides to stop sucking at his job so much.
Oh my God!
This is the guy, the journalist of all journalists.
We need to write an op-ed. Call the Blaze. Somebody needs to write an op-ed, and if I don't have time today, but we have to write an op-ed. Somebody needs to write an op-ed that needs to go everywhere in defense of Bob Woodward and beyond defense of him. Bob, if the president knows, all the president's men are surrounding you right now. Center for American Progress. Look at what they're saying, too. Is he going to go birther? Which means he's going to start saying, or he would allude to, look, this is a coordinated attack. The president absolutely knows. They are already sending a signal that anything he says from here on out is probably going to be a conspiracy theory. Look what they're doing. Somebody has to put that together. Call somebody at the Blaze and see if somebody wants to take that off. Because you could make a good case. You could look at the patterns, start with a pattern from us, because you'll recognize them, and then look at the patterns of everybody they've destroyed, and you will see it is a coordinated circle. Boy, the Huffington Post is doing that. There's no connection there. Wait a minute, what was the internet service that the president said you should read?
I can't remember if there was. Oh wait, yeah, Huffington Post.
Huffington Post. That's right. How is it that Bob Woodward could be this foolish? That Bob Woodward could actually look and say, "They're coming. They're threatening me," and that's. I hope the president doesn't know about this.
I think you nailed it, though. Is that it's a first. It's essentially a
first
threat
strike
back at him and saying, "Look, you better get this under control, or I'm going to come out with more." I think you're right. I think that's exactly what it is.
Look at the pattern, and we were just talking about it on the air. And it's Center for American Progress, it's Huffington Post, it's the uber left, and look what they're trying to do. They're trying to discredit him, make him look old and senile. This is really a trick from, Bernays and Wilson, but who really did it and did it really well was FDR. That's how he tried to image the Supreme Court. Just a bunch of old fools that are all senile. So that's what they're going to do to Bob Woodward. This, again, this is, rules for radicals here. Discredit and isolate. Who was the one that just said, I wouldn't cooperate with him? The Nation?
That was Center for American Progress.
Center for American Progress. You know what I'd stop doing? Cooperating with Bob Woodward. That's isolating. Hello, Saul Alinsky. And the president doesn't know this? He taught Saul Alinsky, for the love of Pete, in college. What do the other ones do?
I was looking up this one. We got Dan Frumkin, which is a really fun name to say.
Do you love Dan Frumkin?
I really like saying.
Always have.
Yeah, he's really great.
He is from the fabulous Center for Accountability Journalism, and he calls Woodward an egotist. And then Matthew Iglesias from Slate says, Woodward has managed to make me suspect Nixon got a raw deal.
Jeez. And what about Bush? Are they pissed about what he said about Bush now, too?
Definitely not.
No, because, they wouldn't
Unbelievable.
be. Huh.
What does Julio Iglesias say about him?